Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Who's going to win this fight? Let's take a look at their latest performances in which Jake Paul fought Andre August, in which Jake Paul knocked out Andre August in round 1.
Andre needs to be careful about ducking down.
After this, Jake Paul went on to fight another bum called Ryan Borland, in which again he knocked him out in round 1.
Jake looking to end it right here. And they've stopped it.
Now let's take a look at Mike Tyson's latest performances, in which he fought Roy Jones Jr. in an exhibition fight, in which this was back in 2020, in which Mike Tyson looked great throughout this whole entire fight, had great head movement, great footwork, and landed some great hooks. Even in the later rounds, Mike Tyson was still very active, but the fight ended in a draw. Now, even though Mike Tyson performed great against Roy Jones Jr., that was 4 years ago, and not only that, but another disadvantage that Mike Tyson has coming into this fight is that he is 57 years old compared to Jake Paul, who's 27 years old and has been very active throughout the last couple of years. Now, the only advantage that Mike Tyson has over Jake Paul is he has way more experience and way more skill than Jake Paul.
Now, when looking at this fight, there's only two sides, and the first side is the side that supports Mike Tyson, because obviously he is Mike Tyson, but also because when you see these training footages of Mike Tyson, whether it's him hitting the pads or him hitting the heavy bag, it's reasonable to think that he could beat Jake Paul, because it's clear that he still has it in him, and he still has those crazy combos backed up by speed and power. So you would think that there's no way that Jake Paul is still standing after the fight, because if he lands all those combos on Jake Paul won't be able to handle it. But then there's the other side, which is the side that believes that Jake Paul will win regardless of how good Mike Tyson looks in those training footages, because when looking at Jake Paul and what he's done and where he's currently at, he's in the best position he's ever been in. And when you look at Mike Tyson, he's in the worst position he's ever been in. And I guess you could look at Floyd Mayweather as a good example and say, oh look, he's also old and he has exhibition and he toys with his opponents. But I will argue that Floyd Mayweather is a way better boxer who isn't as old and who isn't as limited to what they can do as much as Mike Tyson. So in the end, I can see Mike Tyson have some good highlight moments in this fight, and I hope that he's able to keep constant pressure on Jake Paul, not allowing Jake Paul to get comfortable, because based off what Jake Paul did against Tommy Fury and Nate Diaz, he's not the best when pressure is on him, and he's not the best when fighting at close range. He's better at mid-range. But realistically, what I can see happening in this fight is I think Jake Paul is going to catch Mike Tyson lacking at some point in the fight, because Mike Tyson is old, in which I can see Jake Paul dropping or even stopping Mike Tyson.